Hi, how's everyone? Thanks for coming back. Hello and welcome if you're new. Glad you found me. Aquarius, you're up next in the rotation, so let's get to what's going on with you. I'm not going to do the astrology for it. I do have it next to me in case the topic comes up, but we're just going to do cards for you today, Aquarius. Doing the 5 card, we've got past influences, current energies, near future, looking forward, and influences you might not see yet. Okay, so past influence, we have the High Priestess, Cancer, Pisces energy. Some kind of insight was given in the past. You had an opportunity to gain some kind of wisdom about a situation. Okay, and you had to realize that the truth was somewhere in between the black and the white, or it was you came to some kind of wisdom that was in between you and another person. Oh, okay. Underneath the High Priestess, we have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, this was involving walking away from something that was not emotionally fulfilling anymore. Those cups were empty, and it really hurt. Now, there's a lot of water going on in this reading. We've got 6 of Cups. We've got the High Priestess. She's Pisces Cancer. That's water energy. We have the 6 of Swords around here somewhere. Moving on, which is like boat travel or just, moving on to calmer waters, even though that's an air card. There's a lot of water here. But in this card, the Eight of Cups, he's walking along a dried up riverbed. So there's nowhere for him to dip those cups into. Okay, those cups are empty, it's parched, it's dry, it's dead. Okay, in the background, we can see an ocean, but he's got to go towards it. Maybe that's where he's going because this riverbed's all dried up. Those cups are empty. Okay, underneath that, you've got judgment. There was absolutely a judgment call here, and that's why you had to use that wisdom. Judgment is there may have been something from the past because judgment calls up things that you think are dead and buried, that have gone through their cycle, that are, out of your mind, but they come back with judgment. The Gabriel blowing the trumpet at the end of all things, and people rising from their grave because the rapture takes them to judgment. Okay, so this is something where you moved on from something that was not emotionally satisfying anymore, but it was something that you had to really consider because it kept coming up. It's not like it happened once or twice. It kept coming up that you weren't happy. Okay, so there was a hard judgment call made, and you were in your High Priestess energy trying to find the in between. Okay. Now, in the current energies, we've got the Fool. So there you go. You left. The Fool goes forward with no baggage. So you may have only packed the essentials and just got the fuck out of Dodge, right? You packed an overnight bag. You packed, your debit card, your keys, your phone, enough money for a few months, whatever. You went forth with the basics. That's the Fool energy. But you went forth free and enthusiastic. Freedom's going to come up again later on in the reading. Let's keep that in mind. So this is somebody going towards a new cycle, a new opportunity, fresh and enthusiastic, and leaving behind. Notice he carries one little satchel on a stick. It's just him and his dog. It's like he took the dog. I'm taking the dog, dumbass. And I'm out. She bounced. Underneath that, 6 of Swords. That's that moving on card to calmer waters. This is also Libra energy or air energy. This is mental energy. So it's almost like you moved on in your mind before you even did the physical moving on. Okay? You had to, because you had to plan ahead. That's very air energy. But the advice and warning with this card, see how they're leaving in sorrow. She's covered with a shroud. They look they look broke. They look tattered. They look like they've been through it. They got on the boat, but they're taking the swords with them. So be careful that when you move on to whatever new, whatever the fool is leading you to, that you're not bringing the mental baggage with you. So this could be um like negative self-talk, this could be anxiety, this could be depression, this could be um things that you were led to believe about yourself, this could be information that has kept you rooted, this could be, mental stress. Make sure that those don't come with you to poison this new cycle, because baby, you're going towards an empress. Okay, Venus energy, um, Libra and Taurus, possibly. So she's abundant. She's all the queens wrapped into one. She's got her head straight. She's got her money straight. She's got her time and effort and education straight. Now, mind you, this might not be somebody who's like rich, rich or wealthy, wealthy, but they got their life right where they want it to be. Right? They've worked this far. They've been abundant. Maybe they've had kids. Maybe, they're planning on it, but she's got her shit together and she's open and loving and nurturing. She's all the good things about all the queens put together. And that's where you're going towards. So don't go towards it, oh, like a page with this Page of Pentacles energy coming forward to an Empress with just one pentacle. Okay? Somebody's shooting their shot. Near future, we've got the Six of Cups. That is going back around to something from the past. This is love, like that was sweet, like in childhood. There's nostalgia here, thinking about what was good about that person from the past. Everything was beautiful. There was flowers in every cup. There were promises that were not broken yet. There was acceptance. There was I love you just the way you are. Barney playing in the background, giving flowers, just it was love that was untested by life yet. That's why you look back on it so fondly. But if it had been allowed to mature, would it have been as beautiful now as you remember it? Okay? But the Six of Cups might have something to do with a fire sign. We do have a Knight of Wands here, Sagittarius energy. God, I love Sag energy, but they're heartbreakers, man, because they don't stick around. They're the wanderers. Wandering minds, wandering feet, wandering hands, wandering lips. They don't stick around, okay? I've never seen more charts with ADHD that have strong Sagittarius in them because that's just energy that can't sit still. So this Knight of Wands coming in, you know, optimistic and charismatic and, sweet talking. But the knights don't usually stay. They're not kings. They come to initiate something new. And that's what's coming in underneath that Six of Cups. Ooh, I love Sagittarius energy. They're ruled by Jupiter. They're the horny frat boys of the zodiac. They're there for a good time, not a long time, but you might need to, go to a clinic after they come through. So be careful. Underneath that, you got the Two of Swords in the near future. This is going to put you in some kind of suspended, decision making here. The Two of Swords represents being between a rock and a hard place because there's no good choices. But you're not allowing in anybody else's opinions here. There's no more information coming in. You're blindfolded. You got the swords over your chest. You're not accepting any, but nobody else can come close right now. So you're in this deep kind of decision making mode where you're really looking at everything around you. Now the card has calm waters, so there's not a lot of emotion being involved here. This is more logic. This is Gemini energy, Two Swords. going back and forth in your mind about a decision. Okay, I get it. I get it. You got energy coming through as sparky as that Knight of Wands. Now the Empress is rethinking some things. So looking forward, we do have a Three of Cups in the reverse. This could be either the loss of the friend group because something just kind of went topsy-turvy. Um, I'm seeing that third party card from my theme deck where there's three forks and a slice of, there's too many fingers in this pie. That's what I'm seeing. So this could be a, loss of the friend group because there may have been some double dipping here. But under that, you've got a Queen of Pentacles, and she's in her upright energy. She's not fucking around. She's not the one to do that. That's Capricorn energy, hard worker. She's dedicated. She's got her money in order, but she's so grounded. Now remember, this is the last queen before the Empress even. So we've got the Empress already. So somebody's going to be back in their Queen of Pentacles energy. She's a last queen before the Empress proper, which means all that she has tried to grow is now come to fruition. She's in an energy of sharing, but being very responsible with the resources. Okay. I also have to mention Capricorn energy, especially with the women, is hot. I mean, they're earth sign. They're earth energy, but they're not fixed earth. Fixed earth is Taurus energy. Capricorn is cardinal energy. Cardinal or mutable, one of the movable energies. So once you get this queen going, right? She's impressive. I'm not going to say much more. Use your imagination. She's wild. Or she can be. When she feels stable and what's the word? When she feels stable and appreciated, try to keep her clothes on, but just try. Underneath that, we've got the sun. Wow, look at that. See? I think, it's like once you purge the ones that were liars, then you've got room for this queen. Otherwise, this queen energy, if this is you, once you purge that shitty friend group or whatever, you go into this queen energy. Underneath is the sun. The best card in the deck. Happiness, recognition, marriage. It even says that on the card. Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today. I love this. It's just happiness and bright prospects. I love it. So there's some trip ups along the way. There's some indecision here. There could be some dragging, baggage with you. But the Fool is advising against that. He's going forward unfettered, I heard. Who's fancy words here. I do want to mention that underneath the sun, we do have the Tower, but Scorpio energy, Pluto energy, the Transformer. Pluto is conjunct the moon in Aquarius right now in tropical astrology. So there's upheaval here, but you must keep in mind, and a lot of people get really scared when they see that tower because they see everything that they worked for coming down with divine, a divine stroke. What it really is the tower that keeps you in a prison. Okay, it's liberation. It's liberation. You could not free yourself from this tower by yourself. So the divine sent in a lightning bolt to bring it down. Are you going to get bruised in the fall? Probably, but it's for your freedom and liberation. So there was a cycle here that was keeping you bound that is now going to be restructured, I heard. So anchor positions, influences we might not see yet. Here comes a Knight of Cups. Coming in kind of unconfident. He's sweet, he's sincere, he's optimistic, he's loving, he's romantic, but he doesn't have the fire in him that Knight of Wands does. This could be Cancer, Scorpio energy, coming in with the cup of that page that was over here before. Where is he? Right there, underneath this Eight of Wands. So we've got the Knight of Cups coming in with an offer to start something sweet, something romantic. This could be maybe from the Six of Cups. Now he's a knight and he's coming forward, but he's still a little unsure. He's approaching a queen. We have the Queen of Cups here, somebody who has gone through it all. She is in her upright energy, so she's open, she's intuitive. This is an intuitive, loving woman. You know, somebody to anticipate the needs of everyone around her because she's just that connected on that spiritual level with another person. So the person coming forward is in knight energy approaching a beautiful queen. So that might be a little bit tentative, I heard. But coming with him is this Eight of Wands, like a communication or movement. This is a jolt of momentum, a shift in the tides. Something that, you know, may have been dead is going to come back to life. This card has the Eight of Wands coming in. They sometimes describe them as Cupid's arrows, whatever. But you see underneath on the ground, there were eight wands came in already, but they didn't go anywhere. They stuck in the ground and they were there so long that they took root. Now they're starting to grow like trees. So the past could have been, there could have been a cycle in the past where this was attempted to give some momentum to this before, but it didn't take, you know, it wasn't accepted. Or maybe the timing, I heard, okay, the timing was wrong. Now it's coming in again. Here they come. More another message. And we did get that with the Knight of Wands coming in with a letter or a message. And now here comes the Eight of Wands, which is that information coming in. Underneath these, you know, we got a Page of Cups. The knight is coming forward with the cup that page had, and the page is in, you know, he's on the shore next to the water, but he's not putting his foot in it yet. Okay, that represents that he's approaching he's approaching the waters of an emotional commitment, but he hasn't dipped himself in yet. He just dipped the cup. And he pulled up this fish from the depths of the emotional waters, and now he's discussing with the fish, what does it look like down there? Is it approachable? Is it tempestuous? You know, what am I looking at? What am I going towards? And the fish is saying, you're going towards a queen. Okay, so definitely level up a little bit, because she is sitting there waiting, not like she's sitting there waiting, but she's ready. She's sitting there ready. She's got her cup all shiny. She's in her good upright energy, and she's ready for this moment of change, this momentum shift. So we're going to go to the theme deck, and we're going to get some final insight or advice for you, Aquarius. Let's see what the look at that, the apple of temptation. There is definitely some hot love coming in here. We've got the Seven of Pentacles, fruition. Okay, don't laugh. I know the tree looks horrible. I drew these myself, so be kind. That which you planted and tended to is ready to harvest or close to it. We are in the harvest season. Virgo energy here. Apple temptation, we're ready to come to fruition. Oh my God. I don't know if I said it. I know I said it before in the I know I said it before, but if I didn't say it this time, I'm gonna say it. If that Knight of Wands is coming in hot, oof. I might have to go to the clinic. Let's get, okay, what's this? Oh, look at that. Eight of Wands, messages coming in again. Messages. Eight of Wands, communication, a letter, information, news, open correspondence, Conversation, something that changes the energy, something that it says be willing to learn something new. I like that. Oh, they want that on the Knight of Cups. Interesting. The rainbow, the worst is over. Okay, there could be still some worry here. I think that Page of Cups is worried. Let's get a few more, please. Oh, see, there's that save point card again. That's just where we are in the eclipse cycle. I'll address that in a second. Then we got the lobster. They're your soulmates. We got a soulmate coming in. Look, the worst is over. North Node, South Node. Oh, I did want to address that. We'll do that at the end. Save point. In gaming, before you go on to a new level or you go on to a new mission, there's a save point. You got to save your progress, drop loot that you don't need, restock your inventory, heal, eat, sleep, whatever. It says rest, remove, restore. Gather your resources, preserve what you can, purge what you don't need, plan for the new path, and take inventory. Okay. North Node, South Node. So then in sidereal astrology, the North Node is in Aquarius, South Node in Leo. South Node is what we're leaving, what we as a collective have already learned, and we have to take it with us in order to go towards the North Node. And the North Node is what we're trying to learn. So the South Node being Leo, North Node being Aquarius, is this energy. Now this is wider energy. We're leaving a energy of being egocentric in our relationships and going towards Aquarius energy, which is much more open and dynamic and inclusive. Aquarius ruled by Uranus, the rebel, the rebellious revolutionary. So this is going to be something that really affects the collective. Let's get a couple more. We want to know about this something, learn something new here. I might get some clarity on that. We've got Possum, the Hanged Man, Pisces energy. Self-pause, reflection, reevaluate, fresh perspective, peaceful and calm, and meditate. I'm going to put this here at the save point. We're ending a eclipse cycle. Okay, it started with the solar eclipse. Excuse me. A couple weeks ago, it started with the solar eclipse. Now it's ending with this lunar eclipse in Aquarius on the 7th. Okay, so that doorway, that hallway, that what am I trying to say? They're showing me like a tunnel or a hallway, a corridor. You closed one door, that was the solar eclipse, and it's going to take 2 weeks to get to the other door, which is the lunar eclipse coming up. So in that time period, the save point card has been dropping steady, which means this in-between time, you're being advised to like remove old things, restore what go through your resources, purge what you don't need, take inventory, rest, get everything set for the new cycle coming. I will be doing another reading on the 7th for the end of that cycle. Manifestations can go forward after that. Okay, let's get a couple more. I hope this is vibing. I hope this makes sense. I hope you're receiving good messages for your highest good. If you are vibing with my content, leave me a thumbs up. Leave a comment, share, subscribe. I would love to grow the channel. I'm open for personal readings and birth chart inquiries. My information, email, Venmo, and Cash App are in the description. Let's see what else we got. We've got a male family member present. That could be somebody who's passed on. Look at that. You got Soulmate card and the ring. A romantic engagement or commitment. That's what this Knight of Cups is bringing to the Queen. So, since this part here is down in the influences that might not be seen yet, I don't want to, bust out anybody for their engagement, but 111 new beginnings, self-expression, get your bearings in this new cycle. A romantic engagement or commitment, changing the tide. Love it. Anything else for Aquarius, please? Okay, we've got the Hermit. It's Virgo energy. Solitude, introspection, withdrawal. You know what I'm talking about. Higher self and inner guidance. Okay. The Hermit. Now, we did start with the High Priestess. Pisces Cancer energy, but I give it to Pisces. The Hermit is Virgo, and these two are on opposite ends. They're actually a very good match on the wheel. Usually direct opposites are a pretty good match. But one is gaining inner knowledge and one is gaining I heard logic. Wait a second. I love it. It just works together. In order to get that, get that peace with the High Priestess, you have to go into like solitude. You know what? It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that you fall off the face of the earth. This could just be a social media break for a little while. This could just be, telling your friends, I'm doing some work on me. I'm not going to be on social media for a little while, but, don't worry. I'll check in. Things like that. The Hermit goes up on that mountain with that lantern, and inside the lantern is the light of the higher self. It's represented by a star, and the star could also be you, Aquarius, because the star gives a new direction. It guides you back onto your true path. Okay, this is the star of, like the North Star, where your heart is calibrated to go, because that's home, or that's the path that you were supposed to be on this whole time. So that Hermit energy is really giving you time to come to that insight of which way your heart wants to go home. What did I fucking say? Third party, the pie card. Too many fingers in this pie. Who's creeping? You might want to get tested. Oh, that might be coming in with that Knight of Wands. Just be careful. Be careful that Knight of Wands doesn't put you in a third party. Remember, you are air. That's all that sword energy that's coming out here. Breathe, refocus, make decisions, be observant, think clearly, and cut away that which does not serve you. Okay? That's what I have for you, Aquarius. That air energy is coming in nice and strong. I like it. So, there is a liminal space here where you're still traveling between two different states of existence, two different circumstances, two different situations, whatever. In the meantime, there's that inner work being done, okay? Shedding the old cycle so you can go forth in that Fool energy with no baggage. Making sure with that Six of Swords that what you bring with you is positive mental, swords, not the anxiety, not the fear, not the, I heard go to therapy. That Four of Swords does represent like getting therapy. So with the Six of Swords, when you're going forth, remember whatever is stuck in the boat, those swords are stuck into the wood of the boat, and that could cause leaks. Maybe you don't get there. Maybe you sink on the way. something in your mental sphere of thinking, of communicating, whether it's with others or yourself, being honest about your needs and feelings and what you know, what you want, that has to be addressed. Okay. But after that, the worst is over. We had the tower first, and then we had the rainbow. The worst is over. Okay, we've got a new beginning here. We've got a soulmate coming in, a romantic engagement or commitment. We had the sun. I mean, it's great out here. There's a lot of naked time. I see. Just be careful who the naked time is with. All right. That's what I have for you tomorrow. I think. What do we have? Tomorrow's Thursday. Um, today's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. We got the What the Friday. All right. That's what we've got coming up. So thank you. I hope that resonated. Why is it so dark? Dang. I hate that. Sorry, guys. I'll try to pay attention to the brightness as we go. But tomorrow will be the What the Friday reading until I see you again in the next reading. Thanks for sticking with me. Okay, thanks. Bye.